Hello, purpose-driven career leaders. My name is Kori Burkholder, founder of Purpose-Driven Career Accelerator Program. And today I am here with Nicole Bailey, who had gone through the program almost 2 years ago, which is crazy. That much time has passed, but I just love connecting with clients who have gone through and reconnecting with them and learning about what they're up to today. And she's got some really exciting news to share. But before we get to that news, Nicole, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're calling in from today.
Well, I'm actually calling in from Japan. I moved here almost 2 weeks ago. So I will start working as an English teacher.
Mm.
So my background is in foreign languages. So I studied Japanese some time ago, a long time ago. But I developed a love for the culture from that time. And so this has always been a dream for me to live in this country, to have a lived experience here. I've
Mm.
also studied other foreign languages. So my background is in foreign languages. And prior to meeting Kori, I was a foreign relations professional, or what is called a foreign service officer. So I worked in the public sector for my country.
Yes. And amazing that you're in Japan. That's always been a country that I've been curious about, but a little nervous to go to. So I'm really excited that you took that big leap and are experiencing this new culture and country and using your skill set to
Mhm.
make a difference.
Right, which is
Um,
the impact that we all want to make. So
yeah,
yeah.
I love that. So let's go back 2 years ago, right? When you reached out for support. What were you experiencing? Like, what really made you kind of reach out to get the support that you needed in your career development?
So before I met you, I was feeling very disconnected from my career at the time. I didn't know why. I just felt this uneasiness and this discomfort and unhappiness. And so I thought, maybe I need to speak to a professional, well, a career coach,
Yeah.
because I've been doing it on my own. I'm good at, navigating different careers and different jobs, and I've done a good job at it. But this one felt really different, and I felt like I could I I could have done it myself, but I needed something more, you know, um, concrete or greater clarity because I didn't want to go into another opportunity and felt the same way because that seemed to be like the pattern. And so I felt like I needed to talk to someone who had the experience with talking to different persons who have had the same issue and need clarity. I think the biggest thing for me was clarity. And I didn't have it at the time. And I needed to make a decision. I wanted to start the career coaching before I resigned, but it didn't work out that way because I gave myself a deadline to make a decision. And so I made a decision prior to actually getting in touch with you, Kori.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, you had successfully changed careers a few times in your life. You were successful up to that point. So there was something more that you needed for this time. And I love that you like sought that out and made the commitment to work with me, which I'm so grateful for. Um, to get that support, right? Sometimes we think that we can do it on our own, and we've done it, but
Yeah.
sometimes there's times that it feels overwhelming, right? And I think you had some ideas, but really wanted to be sure in terms of like what choice you were going to make. So I love that. So what were if you had any concerns about joining the program? So we had our talk, we had our call. Were there any concerns that were holding you back from making that big commitment financially, time-wise?
Hmm. Definitely those two that you mentioned. Financially, I was. Um, I wasn't ready to part ways with my money for
Mhm.
this particular venture because it's something that was foreign to me. I had never done it before. I had heard about it, but sometimes you feel like, do I really want to just talk to somebody about something like this that I could fix myself if I tried? So the financial part was a concern at the time because my job was very demanding, and when I got home I was tired, and with career coaching I got homework, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I could really commit to it,
Right.
but I remember talking. I don't know if you remember, but I remember on one of our calls before I actually started the program, I said to you, I need to make a change. I can't keep doing things the same way and expecting a different result. So this is why I'm jumping head first into this
Yeah.
because it was something different, and I had a lot of hope that I would get my money's worth, and I believe I did.
Great. So let's talk about some of the results you achieved. And I know it was a while ago,
Yeah.
but we worked through your life. We talked about passions, values, life purpose, and then we went into your work life. So really identified the skills that you have and enjoy using, your strengths, your motivators. Like, do you remember some of the results that you got, maybe that you weren't expecting to get working together?
Well, I spoke earlier about having a disconnect or feeling a disconnect with the career that I had at the time, but I'm not really understanding why.
Yeah.
Because it's a good career. A lot of people would say, it's a good job, and I was earning a good amount of money. Um, but when we had that session about values,
Mm.
I had never examined values before like that. And so that was an aha moment for me. We talked about it. I still think about it now.
Mhm.
And it was that session. I realized that my values were no longer aligned with the career. So that was the aha. I said, okay, that is what is causing this.
Mhm.
Who I am now did not align with some aspects of the career, not all of it, because it did align with me in certain respects, but in others it didn't. So it was really the value session that opened my eyes to why. And I was very grateful because I like to figure out what's the issue, what's the underlying issue. So that was I didn't expect that. And
Yeah.
for it to happen so quickly too. And
That's why
another
we start
thing,
with values, right? Like,
yeah, yeah,
this
because
aha moment.
yeah, I didn't realize, you know, and I think I've seen literature on it, but it just never connected with me. Like your values and your career and who you are as a person and everything coming together, like a nice canvas, like a nice painting.
Mhm.
So that was the aha moment for me. And what surprised me today, I can say that I'm a published author. And we had a discussion about that
I
in
remember
one of the
it
sessions.
clearly.
Yeah. So I believe, even though I had the idea before, I think that session with the marrying of the passions and skills,
Yeah.
that's where I got the idea
Yeah.
to publish a book that I actually is now available.
I just got the alert today
You
from
did.
Amazon. Yes.
Yay!
Ironically, yes, I got it this morning because I pre-ordered mine.
Yes, you
But
did.
yeah, so I remember that because in the passions exercise, it was like poetry and photography, right? And like you had this dream of like putting these two together, and the book, was really crystallized. And
Mhm.
I was so excited to see you on LinkedIn. Well, actually, you reached out for me to write the forward, right?
Yes, you did. And you wrote a beautiful forward, a beautiful forward.
Wow. It was my honor, really. But yeah, and when I got that email from you, it was just like, wow, she's really doing it.
And also, I can't, even though we our sessions had ended, I still felt committed to the program and committed to what I told you that I was going to do. It was like you were my accountability partner, but you still are even 2 years,
Yeah.
2 years later. So I felt, I told Kori I'm gonna do this. I told myself that I'm gonna do it, so I have to do it.
Yeah, and you did, and it's amazing. And so many people have that dream of writing a book, and sometimes it just, stays within them because of lots of fears or doubts or, but you worked through that and you spent the time to actually put it together and get it, up on it. So there's so many different moving parts. And at the same time, you're working on your career outside of that, right? So making this big move to Japan and teaching English. Is it teaching English?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
yeah. In the classroom, which is really, really purpose driven. So can you tell us a little bit about, your 2 weeks and what you've experienced so far in this new country?
Wow. Japan is what everybody thinks it is. It's really amazing. The people are just so friendly, and the society is very organized, very disciplined. That reminds me of myself.
Mm.
So I believe I'm fitting in, like, even though I just moved into my neighborhood. Tomorrow will be 1 week,
Wow.
and I've already made a couple of friends. Thanks to
That
Google
doesn't
Translate.
surprise me.
So sometimes I've even remarked while I'm here, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm here because it has been so long that I've wanted to come here. And really, I'm passionate about cross-cultural exchange.
Mm.
So this teaching experience, which is something that I've actually done already in France,
Yep.
which was, again, it was back to my passion for cross-cultural exchange and going into different countries and learning different cultures and also sharing my own culture. So this is an opportunity. So this teaching experience gives me an opportunity to do that,
Yeah.
to do what I'm good at. So so it's
Yeah.
been good. It's been really good. It was a hard flight over
I'm
number
sure.
of hours. I was jet lagged really bad, like never before. But I'm kind of in the clear now. My sleep pattern is getting better.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes definitely a while to get over that jet lag. So it seems like you really married your passions, your skills, and your life purpose. So when I say life purpose, it's really about the impact that you're making on others through
Yes.
your passions, through your skills, through your motivations, right? So
Yeah,
have you,
and the impact it is and
yeah,
the impact that is being made on me as well as a developing person. And there are other skills that when you go into a new country, you have to develop new skills too to really navigate a new society. So it's like developing leadership skills too. I've been proactive about that too, and I think that this experience
yeah.
will further help me on that. And
Yeah.
in my entrepreneurial aspirations too.
Well, that's right, because, sometimes we have our jobs, which we really want to be impactful to us and to how we're lending our skills out there. But also, you've got this outside passion with your photography and poetry book and really developing that. So, those are, I just love what you've created here. It's
Thank you.
really you hit the vortex of, purpose and passion and using your skill set. And that's like the ultimate goal of, the program, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm just really grateful that the career coaching program really pushed me, and it gave me that boost of confidence that I could do what it is I'm talking about, because we didn't know each other. And I talked about some of like my deepest desires, and there was no judgment. In fact, you pretty much made me believe that I could, this is a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it gave me that confidence and to know that I could connect with someone that I never met before.
Yeah.
Because even though we had a professional relationship, it is a professional relationship. I relate to you so much because of your experience. And you're also a creative as well. So I figured you would understand me, and you do. We understand each other. So
Mm-hmm.
that made it even better. That made it an even better experience for me.
Yeah. And I remember you had so many ideas, like so many creative ideas, right? And sometimes we can get overwhelmed with that. It's like, which one am I going to do? And you really connected with that poetry and photography, idea. And, 2 years later, it's out there in the world, which is amazing.
Yes, and Japan is a picturesque place. So I have my professional camera that I bought
Ah,
after our
okay.
after our sessions.
Yes. So that's, something else that you can take and really be building your brand, around your photography. Now I'm getting into the coaching, but yeah, so really inspiring. I love hearing about your journey, seeing your evolution. Like we've been in touch through these past 2 years. I consider you a friend now and an inspiration. And what would you say to somebody who is, struggling with similar situation as you were, who are considered joining the program, but are, you know, considering, but not jumping in? What would you say to them?
Well, funny enough, I've had since my return to Jamaica, I've had persons come to me like, oh, I'm feeling dissatisfied and you need to help me to find someone. Some people have actually come to me and asked me if I know any career coaches that I can recommend, and I've recommended you already.
Thank you.
Yes, I haven't heard back from the individual. I think they're probably still thinking whether or not they want to do it. So, I would tell anybody that do your research because I researched you. I I am keen on that. Go on your website and watch their videos. So I would tell the persons to research and also to think outside the box. I'm a believer in that. Do something different. Do something that you've never thought you would ever do. And as someone that can attest to it being a good opportunity, you know, you can listen to me or look at what I've accomplished or what I've achieved. So research, 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 and think outside the box and really make it be an authentic decision.
Mm,
Don't just do it because I did it. Do it because you really think you need it.
yeah. Yeah. I love that. Well, I mean, the results that you have achieved are amazing. Like I said, you're an inspiration to me. And I thank you for trusting me as your career coach. And anybody who is listening to this video now and you're getting inspired by Nicole's journey and what she's achieved, and you're curious about what career coaching can do for you, I offer a free 15-minute phone call where we'll brainstorm and figure out the best plan for you moving forward. You can book that underneath this video. And thanks again, Nicole. And that's going to be it for us today.
Thank you.